In the small town of Duskwood, where mist clung to trees and memories lingered longer than they should, lived a boy named Elias, 16, quiet, and gifted with a heart too soft for the world. Elias lived between pages of his sketchbook and songs that no one else heard. He was the kind of boy who believed in forever.
Then came Lyra. She was the new girl, wild as the wind, eyes like broken glass reflecting the moon, with laughter that felt like the world opening its arms to you. She saw Elias when no one else did, and Elias, who had waited so long for someone to notice, fell into her like rain into the sea. They shared everything: notes written on fallen leaves, poems whispered over music, promises made under an old chestnut tree.
And Elias believed, truly believed, that love had finally chosen him. But love, as he learned, sometimes wears a mask before it shows its teeth. One morning, Lyra stopped answering. By noon, she sat with someone else. By night, her name was already fading from everyone's lips, except Elias's.
No goodbye, no explanation, just a void. And that's when the Headless Horseman arrived. Not everyone could see him, but Elias could feel him. He came at dusk, a rider with no face, cloaked in shadows, on a dark horse that galloped through Elias's chest every time he remembered her. The horseman never spoke. He didn't need to.
Elias knew what he was, the ghost of what once was, the curse of betrayal, the echo of all the unanswered questions. The horseman rode through Elias's sleep, haunted his school hallways, and whispered into his art, making every page darker than the last. It wasn't just heartbreak, it was haunting.
For months, Elias became a shell, smiling when forced, laughing on cue, but empty inside. And worse, he blamed himself. The Headless Horseman fed on that. You weren't enough. You trusted too easily. You believed in forever. How foolish.
One night, as the wind howled and the chestnut tree swayed like a grieving mother, Elias returned to their old spot. He stood there, fists clenched, heart raw, and finally spoke. You never even gave me a reason. You just left. The wind didn't reply, but Elias no longer needed it to. He sat down beneath the tree and for the first time drew the horseman's face. Not Lyra's, not his, but a hollow mask of pain, shaped like memory. And then he burned the drawing.
Elias, a sensitive and hopeful teenager, falls deeply in love with Lyra. When she suddenly leaves him without explanation, Elias is haunted by his emotions, represented symbolically as a headless horseman. This figure embodies his unresolved feelings: confusion, betrayal, heartbreak, and self-blame. The horseman, faceless, represents the lack of closure that often follows deceiving or unreciprocated love. Elias eventually confronts his pain and begins the journey to healing by accepting that some answers never come, and some love stories aren't meant to be finished.
Recognize red flags early. If someone constantly shifts emotionally or disappears in small ways, don't ignore it. Emotional inconsistency is a warning, not a mystery to solve. Don't build forever on maybe. Infatuation can make us believe in possibilities rather than reality. Ground your expectations in actions, not promises. Understand that closure isn't always given. Sometimes it must be chosen. People may leave without reason, but you don't need to carry their silence forever. You get to decide when the story ends.
Express your pain, not suppress it. Journal, draw, speak to someone you trust. The more you trap your emotions inside, the stronger the horseman becomes. Love yourself more than your idea of them. The person you thought they were may only exist in your mind. Don't abandon yourself chasing a version that never truly existed. Time doesn't erase pain. Understanding does. Learn from what happened. The moment you see the lesson, the horseman begins to disappear. And remember, everyone at some point is chased by a headless horseman, but only you get to decide whether it keeps riding or rides away.